Hey guys, so my name's Adrija. I'm a senior at Haynes, and I just recently took the AP Lit course with Mr. Lampo. So for the sake of this video, I'm just going to be giving y'all a very general, brief introduction to the course and what it entails, and just sort of my personal experience going through it. So just to start, AP Lit is the perfect class for anyone that's interested in literature, whether it's reading it, writing about it, or just the idea of it. But it's also a really great class for people who maybe are not as strong or maybe don't have that much of a skill set or an interest in reading and or writing, but it really just helps you with your reading comprehension skills, and it also helps you to become a better writer. So it's honestly the perfect class for anyone that's willing to take it, and for anyone that's going to be interested and is going to be willing to really work through it and prepare yourself for the end of the year exam, which is in May, so the AP exam. And just to touch on the AP exam a bit, in terms of the class, because the class, like the moment you start it, it is like hustling and bustling time for the AP exam, and Mr. Lampo does not quit. Like, y'all every day will be grinding for the exam, and y'all will be doing a lot of work pertaining to the exam and just trying to help y'all train and get better at the skill set required to ace the exam. So again, the AP exam is divided into multiple choice and FRQs. I believe there's about 55 multiple choice. I really think it's 55, but anyways, alongside the multiple choice, you have 3 FRQs, and these FRQs, there are 3 essays that y'all have to write within the span, I think, of like an hour. Oh, I really don't remember the times, my bad. But you generally take about 40 minutes on each essay. I really could do the math. Anyways, you generally take about 40 minutes on each essay. So there's a prose essay, there's a poetry essay, and then there's an open-ended essay. So basically, the open-ended essay, I'll start with that one first. They ask you, well, all of the essays ask you like a general big question on like what they expect to see in this essay that you're going to write for them, whether it's like analyze the structure of this or just talk about like the theme or like the main idea of this. Generally, all the essays will ask about a question like that, which Mr. Lampo will call the big question when y'all are preparing for these types of essays. But the open-ended essay is not really, they don't give you an excerpt from a novel or a piece of literature. It's sort of just, you have to take a book that you've read throughout the whole class, and trust me, y'all will read enough books in the class to have enough knowledge on what book y'all would like to talk about for this essay. So basically, a book that you remember reading in the class, you could write about it. It's totally open, up for your interpretation of any type of book that you want to write about. So then you would just answer that question based upon that book, and you would just talk about that in that sense. The poetry essay, I think, is pretty self-explanatory. They give you an excerpt from a poem or the entirety of a poem, and they just want you to write an essay based on that poem after you analyze it. And the same goes for the prose essay, but they, instead of like how it is with poetry, they give you an excerpt from, let's just say, like a fiction novel, or just a very like sometimes they're novels from like the 1800s and sometimes they're way more recent. But again, it doesn't matter exactly what the poems are about. There's really no guideline as to what the excerpts that they give you will ever be about. It's just sort of something that you have to get firsthand and know how to analyze and know how to write it from there. But again, don't fear. Mr. Lampo prepares you well enough, and your analyzation skill, I'm not even gonna try. Your skill set in reading comprehension and writing will definitely be amazing by the time they all get to the AP exam. So hopefully y'all will all be able to write those essays when the time comes. Just going back on the multiple choice part, during the whole class, y'all do practice for the multiple choice a bit, but y'all will be practicing the writing a lot more than the multiple choice. But don't worry about that either, because once you master the writing and once you really know how to analyze literature and write about it, the multiple choice just becomes so much easier, and it's much better. Trust me, you'll get through it. Just to talk about the sort of expectations from the class, trust me, as a senior, it was very hard to not let senioritis basically bring me down. And there is quite a lot of books that y'all will be reading throughout the class, and a lot of work that y'all will have to do on these Google Docs and these assignments that Mr. Lampo will give y'all throughout the year. But Again, the deadlines are not like very close together. In fact, you have large amounts of time to get them done, and most of the students in the class do get them done. But I really do highly encourage that all students that take this class do know that there are a lot of books to read, and sometimes you're not gonna like a book, and it's just how it be. You're gonna love some books more than others, but for the ones that y'all don't like, I really do just encourage to read it and take the time to understand and analyze the book and the literature in front of you for the sake of the class and for enhancing your own skill set and preparing yourself for the exam. Because trust me, finding those themes and like analyzing the structures in the books that you might not like are actually going to be what help you for the end of the year. And alongside that, the class itself really isn't that much work. You get a lot of the work done in class. There's not a lot of homework that you have to do outside of class. In fact, anything that Mr. Lampo assigns y'all will like get done within the time frame of the class. And if y'all don't, like again, if y'all like need to take it home for homework, or y'all feel like y'all work better at home, it doesn't take up too much of your time. I would say like 30 minutes to an hour max. That's how much it took me, but that's really it. There's not really too many projects as well. Just make sure you stay up on the books and stay up on the literature, and you'll be fine. There's a lot of grades, no need to fret. A lot of the test grades that y'all will get in the class are actually going to be essays that y'all write, and y'all go through a lot of rubrics, y'all go through a lot of peer review sessions, and y'all really just help each other out. Mr. Lampo will always be there for y'all. And this video was supposed to be 2 minutes, but I'm looking at the time and I just talked for 6 minutes. I hope I didn't bore y'all. I don't know if he's gonna use all of this, but anyways, I hope I didn't bore y'all. But the class itself is super fun. It's amazing, and I really enjoyed it. And I do have to be honest, there were some times that I felt like some of the books were tedious and I didn't want to do the assignment, but you know, you just keep telling yourself that this is gonna prepare yourself for the exam, and so the more you work, the more you grind, the better it is for yourself. But I highly encourage that everyone take this class. It's an amazing class. Even if you don't care for reading and writing, you still need it no matter whatever field you're going into. So yay, take AP Lit.